Namaskaram to all Atmas. Today I am going to take the third level of Atma Siddhi Yoga. We have earlier seen the first level for the kids between 1 to 5 years old, and second level for children from 6 to 12 years old. And this third level, as I told you, at each level the situations varies, the level of maturity of mind varies. Now, according to the level of maturity, according to the situation, how the child, how the person should imbibe the qualities to face the situation successfully and reach great heights, at the same time maintain peace, tensionless life they have to lead, and a happy, healthy life. And at this third stage, this is called adolescent stage or teenage stage. This is between the age 13 to 19. This is a very, very important age for any child because they change from child to adulthood. This is a transition stage, what is called adolescent stage. So, what is the significance of this stage is, as I told you, when a child is born, when a child is conceived in the mother's womb, the eggs of the mother and the sperm of the father, they get the chemical reaction takes place in the womb of the mother, and in the uterus, when they react positively, then it is going to be conceived. So the child is formed. At that stage, when the reaction leads to conceived, then there the generation of cells start increasing very many times, lakhs of generations. So this one reaction automatically generates more and more cells. The day when it conceives, from that day onwards, with 9 months, these cells shake into different body parts like heart, liver, lungs, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, everything. It takes 9 months to complete, give it a full shape, and then it comes out. So all this takes place because the generation of cells is more during this period. And this generation of cells, from 0 to 20, the generation of cells is more than the disintegration. Disintegration also takes place. When chemical reaction takes, at that time some cells also disintegrates. So, but that's a generation of cells, if there are lakhs of cell generation and only thousands of cells disintegrate, then totally, since there is a more number of cell generation, automatically the body, after 9 months, it fully takes shape in the mother's womb, then it comes out. From the day it born till the 20 years, the body starts increasing in height, increasing in weight. At the same time, the person's intellectual power also grows. And this is the period what we call it as brahmacharya period. Because during this period we learn things to get ourselves equipped to face the war of life. So this brahmacharya in this stage, especially the 13 to 19, is very important mainly because at the age of 13, 12 to 13 years, the girl attains puberty. Puberty means what? At that time, up to that period, the blood cells are there. But when a person attains puberty, their egg generation starts. So there this girls first faces this menstrual period. So there are some bad blood gets away during this menstrual period for them. Similarly for children, that is boys, this is called adolescent stage, where the blood cells gets converted, concentrated and get converted into sperms. This is the reproductive blood cells. So eggs and sperms are the eggs for lady girls and sperms for the boys. These are the two reproductive cells which will get interlinked. They result in the formation of a new cells that generate the physical body. So in this adolescent stage, both the girls get gates, the boys get sperms. One sperm is said to be made of 80 blood cells makes one cell of white corpuscle. So one white corpuscle is made of 80 drops of blood makes one white corpuscle. So the blood gets shrink and converted to sperm, the white corpuscle. So during this stage, since the cell generation is more cells get shrink and form into white corpuscle, starts generating. So during this period, without our knowledge, the children gets this sperms out of them because of the excess generation. And moreover, during this age, both the boy and girl looks very that the skin will be shining because cell generation is more. So this age, which a boy and girl looks very shining, and skin wise, everything. So they get attracted. So at this stage, what happens? This attraction leads to excitation of mind. So excitation leads to ejaculation of these sperms and other things. So we have to see, because when the sperms, which is made 80 drops of blood makes one drop of white corpuscle, if it gets wasted, then our body's immunity power comes down. But thing is, we have to see that we conserve this. So the Kundalini Shakti mainly is made of this. So we have to, instead of keeping this energy, because it is in the Muladhara chakra. So these white corpuscles, if it is made to shrink and it is being brought from the Muladhara chakra to Sahasrara chakra, then our intellectual power grows tremendously. So that's why the sperms should be properly conserved and see that it activates our body cells, it activates our entire body structure and takes to the Sahasrara chakra in the head. When the sperms reaches the Sahasrara chakra, what happens? The intellectual power of the child will become very strong. The child develops all divine qualities like patience, perseverance, dedication, devotion, generosity, kindness, self-determination, self-confidence, concentration power. All these things develop. Smartness, boldness, all these things develop. For developing this, what you have to do? You have to bring this the cell generation, what is taking in the form of sperms, so this positive generated energy blood cells, you have to see that the energy from these cells is brought to the Sahasrara chakra, and you gain your intellectual power that gives a very strong power for you to achieve success in your education and success in your career. At the same time, not to get diverted from your duties. Because as a child, during this teenage period, a child enters 7th, 13 means 8th standard, up to 19th, that is they enter the college life. So this is purely education life. So one has to train themselves perfectly with good knowledge, good education. Education is not only book reading, gaining good divine qualities, gaining good communication skills, gaining good positive personality traits. For all these things, we have to awaken our Kundalini Shakti to Sahasrara chakra. That's very important. So we have seen what is the power of these cells. Now, as I told you, if you want to ensure that you bring, because during this, especially because the child at 15 years is right, public examination, 17 years right, plus 2 examination, then they enter to college. All these stages, they prepare for NEET examination, they prepare for IIT, JEE examination, all these things. Today we see so many people, so many children in Kota who are preparing for IIT and NEET examination. They could not able to cope up with the pressure, they are committing suicide. Similarly, when the person or the child studies and they could not understand maths or physics or anything subjects, they get excited and they go to the extent of committing suicide. This is mainly because they have the fear. We could not able to understand. They fear about their weakness. They think they are weak. At the same time, they fear what others think about them. So all the negative things, so fear, shyness, and this false pride, that is false pride only, not false image what they presume, what others think of us. We could get low marks, other people will tease us, will make shame, they make shame us. So all these kind of thoughts, what they make their mind to get excited and they go to commit suicide. So these are all the negative things. The personality traits, the negative factors are the main thing during this life period is fear, inferiority complex, shyness. So false thinking about what others think about us, and self-anger for our own weakness. All these kinds of negative gunas we possess. Of course, this is what we brought from earlier age, earlier life, that will be there, and this will get augmented during this period. So we have to ensure that during this specific cycle, because here the generation is more, and if it is turned positively, you become successful. If turned negatively, you land in trouble. So in this third level of Atma Siddhi Yoga, what you are going to see, how to awaken this energy positively and see that we develop all the divine qualities like boldness, confidence, self-determination, self-confidence, and your smartness and your intellectual power growth, how to bring out your inner talent. All these things we are going to see in this third level so that the teenagers can achieve success in their career, success in their education. So all these things we have to see. So here we are going to see how to get, because during this is a school period, there a person, because during when they are studying in the school, they have to focus. Yeah, I told you, up to kids and children level, the parents should guide them. Now they become adolescents. Now they have to stand on their own feet. Now they have to make themselves ready to face everything on their own. So when they are attending class, the class teacher is taking physics, maths, English, whatever subject, they have to see how they can focus. But at the same time, they should know what are all the weaknesses in them. Without the knowledge, how this weakness is coming out and disturbing the intellectual power, and how to overcome it, this first you should know. See, suppose a teacher is taking class. What happens? The teacher's voice you are hearing through your ears. Then your eyes should watch the eyes of the teacher. In order to have perfect concentration and perfect synchronization with the subject, especially while teacher is taking class, you have to focus on the teacher's eyes and you have to focus on what teacher is saying here. So your eyes and ears should be very sharp, and you have to watch. The entire world should get absent. Only your focus should be on the teacher. So when that happens, what happens? The eyes, they're convex lens. So if you take a convex lens and keep a small paper on the floor, table, and adjust it to the open sunlight. So what happens if you adjust it a particular place, this sun rays falls at the tip of a small powerful ray will fall on the paper and paper gets spun. What it refers to is the infinite rays from the sun. When it falls on the convex lens, it gets focused at the focal point. And the focal point, the entire infinite energy gets focused in one point. All infinite energy, when it falls at that point, the paper burns. Similarly, when you focus yourself strongly on what your subject and what is the teacher saying, what happens? The infinite energy from what you are seeing, you get focus. The first get focus on the eyes, and then next it gets focus on your buddhi in the conscious mind, your intellect and the conscious mind. So your conscious mind means what? You are awakened, and during experience, whatever you are seeing, whatever you are hearing with your intellect, you can able to observe and understand. This understanding, once it becomes perfect, it gets stored to the next level called subconscious mind. In the subconscious mind, the subject, whatever you are saying just now, the next second it gets stored in the subconscious mind. This is the most powerful, important thing, the subconscious. So if you understand subject thoroughly, it gets perfectly stored in the subconscious mind. And this Atma is the Karta. Now, while hearing the lecture or while reading the book, when you are reading the book, your eyes is seeing the content of the book, and when you are reading means your voice is heard by your ears, and the content get focused. Your conscious mind hears it, understands it, and it gets stored in the subconscious mind. And when these things, when you study at home or when you hear at class, in both cases the concentration will be perfect. And when you write examination, you have got the question paper. The eye sees the question paper. Immediately from the eyes, so the eye is connected by nerve to the brain. Up to the brain is physical body. From the brain it goes to conscious mind. Conscious mind pertains to astral body, energy body. So conscious mind we cannot see. We can see brain cells. The conscious mind when it goes, here our intellect is. The intellect you cannot see. Intellect is only how you present it is reflected by your intellect. So intellect in the conscious mind observes the subject whatever you are in. And once you understand, it gets stored in the subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is like a supercomputer. Right from the time when you left the Paramatma till this stage, you have passed so many life cycles, thousands, lakhs of life from earthworm to insects to lizards snakes, birds, animals are now come to human form in many life cycles in human form. All this spirit experience is stored in the subconscious. That is you cannot compare with the subconscious in any supercomputer. But all these experiences are stored there. That's why in the subconscious past experiences are there. So that aberrations will be there. But when you get focus, it will these aberrations slowly get erased because the focusing will make what you call, suppose you adjust a gas welding machine. When you tightly the knob is tightened, what happens? You get a blue flame. That blue flame burns the metal. Similarly, when you get focus, what happens? The focusing it like a blue flame burns all your past negative aberrations in your subconscious mind and will make you to focus your subject that gets stored. Re-recording, when you do re-recording, the past record will get erased. Similarly, when you do past to perfect concentration, it automatically it erases the negative things. So, we already read the subject and you have written the examination, everything is there. It gets stored in subconscious. When you see the question paper, automatically your conscious mind studies the question, understands the question. So immediately it goes and asks the subconscious mind. Subconscious mind, the content is stored. It again gives back to conscious mind, the subject. And conscious mind activates the brain cell, the hand, and the hand starts writing. The subject will be perfectly written by hand only when the subconscious mind has perfect knowledge stored in it. But problem is, we have certain blocks. Between eyes and the conscious mind there is one block, and from conscious mind and subconscious mind there is one block. The eyes and conscious mind means, as I told you during this period, your senses get attracted, you get diverted. What happens? Teacher is telling the subject, but your eyes is seeing the teacher, but your conscious mind is seeing outside the cricket match through the door. The conscious mind is focusing on the joke what your friend is cutting in the backside, and you start laughing. The teacher observes, throws a chalk. Get up, tell me what I told. You will remain blank. This is mainly because this block between the eyes and the conscious mind, your mind got diverted. But you should not get diverted, you should get focused. So what happens? The subject will not get properly heard and get properly recorded. And when the subject is not properly recorded, you hear and understand, but your past, in the subconscious mind, your past experiences is in the form of a habit, in the form of a gunas. It will not allow you to focus on the subject. It diverts you. You focus on the chatting and gossiping like that. So though you hear, it will not reach, you understand, but it will not perfectly go to the and reach in the subconscious mind. Suppose you are sincere in subject, but because of your past experience in the aberration in the subconscious mind, you are unable to recall under whatever subject you understood, you cannot able to completely perfectly store. That creates here the block is called the fear. You have the fear, you have the inferiority complex, you have the shyness. If you have any doubt, you feel shy to ask the teacher. So the shyness, what happens? These are negative gunas which does not allow you to store the subject perfectly in your subconscious mind. That's why students differ in the IQ level. What is IQ? Intellectual quotient. What you have heard, what you have understood, and what you reproduce. If you have heard and understood perfectly and reproduced perfectly, the IQ is 1. If you heard but understood 75% and reproduced 50%, your IQ level is less. So, like that, your IQ depends on how effectively you have heard, understood, and how effectively you can reproduce it. So here, these blocks have to be removed. So, in this Atma Siddhi Yoga at this level, we are going to see how to improve your concentration power, how to remove your blocks in the conscious mind, subconscious mind, and your brain and the conscious mind. All these eyes and conscious mind. So that by focusing, how you are able to achieve success in your studies. So now, when I talk about the body, when I already told the physical body is called Annamaya Kosa. It's made of cells. It contains eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, brain cells, and the stomach, kidney, uterus, digestive system, all that. This is physical Annamaya Kosha. In Pranamaya Kosha, we have the 7 main chakras I told you. The head is Sahasrara chakra, and here the brain cells are there. So it takes the Sahasrara chakra. And eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. This is Agya chakra. And then Visuddhi chakra is the next level. Here we have the throat and respiratory organ. And then comes the Anahata chakra, heart, chest, liver, everything. And then comes Manipura chakra, this is belly, this digestive system. And next comes the Swadhisthana chakra, this is uterus, kidney, everything. And finally Muladhara chakra, this is the base buttocks part where the energy here. So each part, this energy here will provide for the skeletal parts and our physics, muscles, everything. Here, as per law of gravity, when you leave any stone, you just fall to the bottom. Similarly, your chakra, the brain is there. The brain is the source for our intellect to operate. So when you are next comes this is Pranamaya Kosha. Then comes the Manomaya Kosha. In Manomaya Kosha, the Buddhi and the conscious mind and subconscious mind. These are 3. Buddhi in the conscious mind, Buddhi in subconscious mind. And these 3 forms in the Sahasrara chakra. And then Ajna chakra, we have the 5 senses. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. These 5 chakras. 5 senses. Then the throat, and before chest and the throat, we have this ego. And in the Anahata chakra, heart, we have the Atma. And inside the Paramatma. And in the Manipura chakra, we have this gunas. Gunas means traits, behaviors, habits, all these things. And the Swadhisthana chakra, uterus, kidney, this is their exit point. As you know, both are, this is the exit point. And the Muladhara chakra, here this Kundalini Shakti is there, intellectual power is there. If you don't use it, if your senses get attracted by worldly things, this, your intellectual power in the form of Kundalini Shakti gets settled in the Muladhara chakra. This you have to awaken perfectly so that if it is equally distributed, your body health will be perfect, your chakras energy will be perfect, and your intellectual energy will be perfect. So, in this Atma Siddhi Yoga, for the 3rd level, we are going to show how to awaken this, how to bring our inherent talents, and see that we keep our body. Normally in this age, the body will be healthy, but our intellectual power should be very healthy. For this, we have seen all these things. Now we are going to the practical session. What is this practical session? As I told you, just for kids and the children, morning you have to get up early, and in the morning first you have to go for wash your face, and then you just start going for a morning walk. You can go around in the house itself. You can put heat and do the walking if you don't have much space, because in this winter period it's very cold outside. You cannot go in the house. You put heat and walk on that. Or you can go around in the square form in the same room of 10 by 10. You can go square by walking. But while doing walking, you just hear a pure divine chanting, musical chanting. Any songs, any divine song like Adasasti Kavacham, Vishnu Sahasranam, Lalita Sahasranam. Or if you belong to Christianity or Muslim, you can hear this Jesus songs or Allah songs, anything. So that your the subconscious mind at every moment you should store the divine energy. The energy should be very divine. So whatever now here it gets stored in subconscious mind. In the background you should have the divinity. So while walking, while you are walking, you just put your headphone and hear this musical chanting. So that your mind gets relaxed, at the same time it gets divinity. You can all, people used to hear Western music, all these things, but that excites. Instead, you can hear divine music, melodious divine music. So the divinity will get stored in the subconscious mind. So you do the walking, and then after coming back, you just do the, as I told you, body massage. You just press your body from head to toes. So like that. So from head to toes, you just press it body, and then you do a joint exercise. So we have joints 1, 2, 3, then elbow, this point, then this joint, neck joint, hip joint, knee joint, and leg joints. So totally 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Total 11 joints are there. So you press it 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then rotate. Then another very important thing is eyes. You have to increase your eye power. You move the eyes left and right, top and bottom, circulate, and then keep your fingers. If you keep finger like this, you will feel two fingers. Focus on the wall, then focus on the finger. Focus on the wall, focus on the finger. What happens? This makes your eye power stronger and your concentration power stronger. Then after this neck, you have to do for the hip. So hip means like bend and turn like this and rotate. So these things you can do. Then for knee, you just just you do walking with the force. With the force you throw, and then legs you turn, and then finally your fingers in the legs. So this joint exercise and massage will make your body flexible. And now you have to do dot concentration method. Very important thing. This improves your concentration power. Here you are going to do this dot concentration method. You are going to do two things. It's called self-hypnosis. This is very important to improve your power of concentration, determination, and your boldness, everything. So what you have to do is, you have to just put a dot here, put a circle, and you focus on this dot. This dot refers to when you study, this is the book. When you hear the teacher's voice, this dot refers to teacher's voice. So here, you keep your chin mudra like this. This chin mudra is, first the small finger is physical body, this is astral body, this is mind, this is Atma, this is Paramatma. So when you keep this finger like this, chin mudra, Atma should get merged into Paramatma, that is the ultimate object of human birth, which will happen only with body, mind, and physical body, astral body, and mind should get synchronized. So by keeping a chin mudra, sit in a table, sit in a Padmasana or in a chair, keep this dot in a wall or a paper at about 3 to 5 feet up, and without moving your eyelids, focus on the dot. Focus on the dot. So when you focus on the dot, what happens? Here you have to do self-hypnosis. What is the self-hypnosis? The more I focus on this dot, the more my intellectual energy, the Kundalini Shakti, moves from the Muladhara Chakra to Sahasrara Chakra, and it spreads equally. And this happens. That is, the more your eyes get activated, what happens is it brings your energy from the bottom to the top. So from the bottom to the top, visualize my energy. My intellectual energy is getting equally distributed. The Kundalini Shakti, my intellectual energy is moving from this bottom Muladhara Chakra to, like a bucket, you are taking the energy from bottom, the dormant from, which is dormant at the Muladhara Chakra, you are bringing it to the Sahasrara Chakra. The more I focus, even if water flows from your eyes, you should not move. Just focus on the dot, without moving your eyelids. The more you focus, your determination power develops, your concentration power develops. And by doing this self-hypnosis, you are bringing your energy to the top, to the head, so that your intellectual power grows, determination power grows. Whatever you want to achieve, you will not live, even if you attempt. Suppose when you are doing an attempt, you fail. This failure is mainly because of your past aberrations stored in your subconscious mind. But the concentration, what you are practicing, it slowly erases the past aberrations in your subconscious mind and improves your intellectual power and removes all the blocks in your subconscious mind, and it enables to focus and determination power, personality traits, all positive traits will improve. This you have to practice and see its power. So the dot concentration is a very, very, very powerful tool, which when it is done with positive self-hypnosis, positive self-assertion, yes. The more I focus, the more my Kundalini Shakti, the intellectual power is reaching my head, and I am becoming strong, I am becoming bold, I am becoming intelligent, I am becoming confident, I am becoming determined. Like this positive self-assertion you have to give to yourself and see that your energy gets vibrant in your body and your health. I am now healthy, I am now bold. All these things, positive self-assertion, whatever it comes, you do it. Concentration, dot concentration. So we have seen morning walking with the divine chanting, then body massage and the joint exercise we have seen. Now we have seen the dot concentration. And now comes the very, very, very powerful pranayama. This is also one of the important method. Pranayama, prana you are awakening. With the prana you are going to bring your energy to the top. What you have to do is this pranayama, this is the what is called the body cleansing. What you are going to do is you have to keep your finger like this and close your eyes. Now you are going to do your focus your mind, focus your intellect buddhi in the Muladhara chakra, the bottom buttocks place. So now you take a deep breath by closing your nostril. While taking deep breath, visualize the Kundalini Shakti, intellectual power, is moving from Muladhara chakra to Sahasrara chakra. Now hold it. When you hold it at the time, visualize because it has no outlet now to go. So what happens? The energy what you are taking, cosmic energy what you are taking, it is now inside and it starts circulating. Visualize when it is closed, it starts circulating and in the brain cells it removes all the blocks, and from there, without moving, without opening, you keep it. Visualize from Sahasrara to Muladhara, the energy what you are inhaled gets circulated and removes all the blocks, and then leave it with it. Then it goes out and get grounded through your legs. Now take a deep breath. Now from the right side, hold it and visualize anti-clockwise direction. It circulates and removes all the negativity. First time you close, it clockwise rotate. Second time you should take the anti-clockwise. So clockwise, anti-clockwise, you remove all the blocks in your prana, and that is chakras. That will keep your body strong. At the same now, after doing this cleansing, body cleansing thing, now visualize you are taking a Kundalini Shakti to the peak. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Now you see that Kundalini Shakti gets stored in your conscious mind and subconscious mind, removing all the blocks. It's a very, very powerful pranayama, the body cleansing and your intellectual power development. Hold it as much time as possible, then leave it. Practice this 11 times. So, one time, hold, leave. Then one time, hold, leave. This is one side. It's like that 11 times you do, along with self-hypnosis. What is your auto-suggestion? When I am taking deep breath in, I am bringing my Kundalini Shakti to my Muladhara chakra. So Muladhara chakra. It circulating from head to toes in the clockwise direction. I am removing all the blocks with this. It gets grounded from my leg. Now I am taking from the right side, and it now cleanses the anti-clockwise direction. And this is your cleansing of your Annamaya Kosa and Pranamaya Kosa. This will keep your body healthy, perfect, and improves your concentration, determination, and bringing your intellectual power. Now, the most very powerful Dhyan we are going to do. So in the Ramayana we have seen Anjaneya. Anjaneya doesn't know his own power like us. You don't know your own power, but you can awaken your power like Anjaneya. So Rama knows the power of Anjaneya. So he calls Anjaneya and tells, you give this Chudamani to Sita, go to Lanka, crossing the sea, reach there, go to Lanka and give this Chudamani to Sita and tell her that Rama is coming to take you back. He gets afraid. How can I cross the sea? I don't have that, I am not capable of crossing this. As it says. Other time Jambavant, the Vanara Guru, what he says, don't worry, you just close your eyes and now chant the mantra Ram, Ram, Ram. So if you chant mantra Ram, you see your intellectual power, your inherent power, talents goes to the peak, to the sky level. So he sits in Padmasana, keep his fingers crossed, and then chant the mantra Ram, Ram. So when you chant Ram, your Muladhara chakra, the Bijakshara for Manipura chakra is Ram. This Manipura chakra is the cause for our gunas, your fear. So when you get fear, your Muladhara chakra get severely disturbed. So this shows all your gunas starts from Muladhara chakra. So the Bijakshara for Muladhara is Ram. So what you do is, close your eyes, chant the mantra Ram. When you chant the mantra Ram, what happens? The Manipura chakra gets vibrated, it gets widened. The more it gets widened, what happens? It automatically widens all other chakras and the body grows to the sky. That's why when Anjaneya chants mantra Ram, he will immediately calls all the Vanaras and go around Hanuman and chant mantra Ram. When the vibrations of Ram get reverberated in the air, it automatically reaches to the peak. Similarly, when you chant the mantra Ram, 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 you close your eyes and chant the mantra Ram. And visualize at each chanting of mantra Ram, here we are going to do self-hypnosis. At each chant of mantra Ram, my Manipura chakra is expanding, and which simultaneously expands all the chakras, and I am now bringing my inherent talents to the peak of my Sahasrara chakra, and now my concentration is developing. I am getting bold, my fear is going away, I am becoming strong, I am becoming confident, I am becoming determined. So Ram chanting minimum 10 minutes you have to do, and visualize that your mind power, Atma balam, Mano balam is growing to the sky level. Sky is the limit. Narendra Modi was people say he is a tea, he takes tea. He was a tea shop. But he has become Prime Minister merely because of his strong determination. So his sky is the limit for anyone to reach anything. So it needs a lot of determination and focusing. So this Ram chanting gives you that power. So chant this mantra minimum 10 times and see that your energy grows to the peak. And now comes as I told you, for children, you can practice this memory recollection. What you can do is, you can take a paper, cut it into 100 pieces. So arrange in rows and columns like this. So what you do, you arrange it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So like this. Similarly, you draw 10 rows, 10 columns. So like this, 11, 100. So like this. What you do, you keep a paper, chart book. You cut 100 pieces. Now take a stopwatch and now start arranging. So you keep all the number papers in a random and put it there. Now in the chart table, you take and arrange each as fast as possible and keep it in. If you get 1, you can put there. If you get 99, you put it 99. 9th row, 9th column is 99. If you get 8th row, 7th column. So like that you just start arranging. So what this develops is, you develop the mind alertness, very powerful mind alertness technique. Your mind alertness, your mind concentration, your fast activeness of your brain become developed. So this memory, mind alertness technique you can do. Then memory recollection technique is, you can go to your room, watch what are all the things there, stopwatch, then paper, then tube light, all these things. First you watch for 10 minutes, then go to another room and just note down whatever you have seen, and then recollect what is it. The more you can able to write, the more your memory recollection power develops. Similarly, you can take a book and read it. On reading it, you just close your eyes and just write out what you know. This memory recollection power improves your photographic memory. Then in the studies, we can do that fast reading technique I told you for children. Similarly, because they are grown in, the subject becomes boy. just keep a stopwatch there and know the time. First you take one question and answer. You note down the time. How much time you take for first reading? Because when you do first reading, some words become difficult words will be there, it will take time. When you do second time, it gets smoother. And third time, it gets smoother. So each time you read and note the timing. First time 5 minutes, second time 4 minutes, third time 3 minutes, fourth time. Like that. The more you practice, more number of. By noting the timing, what you are doing is you are not allowing your mind to get diverted. Suppose since you are following this game theory method, in this game theory method, what you are doing is you start noting down. First time reading 5 minutes, second time you read 6 minutes, that means your mind got diverted. Second time it should come 4 minutes, then 3 minutes, like that. So when the game theory method make your mind to focus on the subject, it will not allow you to divert. It disciplines your mind. So fast reading technique, you do note down time and practice any number of times fast reading. So far, when you were not able to read half an hour one question, but now in the same half an hour you can read 10 times. That means your productivity is developing 10 times. So that is the power of fast reading. Then photographic memory, I told you earlier. What you have to do is, one sentence is there. So in each sentence, you note down the number of words. Number of words. Suppose in one para is there, you note down number of sentences and each sentence how many words. So like that, if you note down, so one para, it contains 4 sentences. First sentence contains 10 words. Second sentence contains 12 words. Third sentence contains 10 words. Fourth sentence contains 8 words. So 20, 28, so 40 words. So in this question, first sentence we have 10, second sentence 12, third sentence 10, fourth sentence 8. So while reading, like a blind man, he goes like this, grasses. So each this 10 steps about one street, 12 steps another street. Like that, you just note down question. This contain first before reading what you have to do, just note down how many sentences are there. In each sentence how many paras are there. In each para how many sentences are there. In each sentence how many words are there. Once you note down, because that's why in the margin you got the notebook, there is a margin. In this margin you have to note down this. So first you plan this study. So note down for each question. So this first question is, we have 40 words. It is 4 sentences, 10, 12, 8 and 10. So you know once all these things, while writing this, you read before starting the fast reading method, you just note down this for a particular, how many sentences are there, how many paras are there. First having noted down, you just start reading fast. So what happens, sequentially it gets stored in the subconscious mind. So for a particular question, you note down photosynthesis, you note down the question, photosynthesis, that gets recorded. Similarly, in a book, you take number of pages. Page number 1 is contains photosynthesis, like this. You can chart down your memory techniques. Page number 2, each question you underline the keyword and read it. For that particular question, how many sentences are there? Read it. So like that, what happens, a systematic way of study will make you to store this subject. A library, if you see, the lakhs of books are there, but you will arrange sequentially each row, each rack perfectly. You go and does correctly use. Similarly, when you read, you systematically in each row, each column, how it is there. So you note down subject, number of sentence, number of para, number of sentence, number of words. First note down and then write and practice. Read thoroughly and then write and practice it. So reading and writing is very important. That's why in homework, why in classwork homework is done. In homework before writing, simply you should not copy. Read it like this and then practice writing. By which way you develop your memory power. You develop the subject perfectly. Photographic memory enables you to write the subject 100% perfect. That's why photographic memory. Permanent memory is, say on that day the subject should be studied. So morning time, once you get up, you just make a preview. Today what subject teacher is going to take, just make a preview. Attend the class perfectly. Come in the evening, review. Entire subject, whatever taught on that day, you have to read on that day itself. So that your subject is, you are exploring the things. You cannot read, eat 10 days food at a time. One day itself, 3 times food you cannot eat at a time. Morning food you have to eat morning, afternoon, night. So similarly, each day subject, whatever 5 subjects today your class is the night, you have to read the entire on this, because per day the quantum of study required is less. So you can apply fast reading, permanent memory, and then photographic memory perfectly and keep yourself stored. But on the same day you read, and weekly, Saturday, Sunday, you review the weekday subject, and monthly you make a 4 weeks review, and you have monthly test, you have quarterly, you have half yearly. So in these reviews, and as many times the reviews will make you become permanent memory. So suppose you keep a dot, I put more dots means it become big like this. So the more it become bigger, from long distance I can say. That means what? The permanent memory enables you to permanently recover any time when you ask. The question and answer will be ready. So the permanent memory technique you have to follow. Then another thing is, just to develop your analytical power of thinking, you have to practice in the evening chess, you have to play with your friends. And to improve your communication skill, interpersonal relationship, you sit with your friends and do like a group, and do group discussion on important topics, either on weekends like that, so that your interpersonal relationship and your subject, current affairs, you do this practice, your power of knowledge develops. And similarly, every day try to read a newspaper that enables you to improve your English knowledge, vocabulary develops. You can watch English news, either that your world knowledge should be also there. And finally, you are read weekends or something, inspirational books from Dale Carnegie, like that, the power of subconscious mind. Similarly, the life history of great leaders, so that it enables you to imbibe in you that this life is not, you should not die like animal. You should give meaning to this life. You should see that you live something before you live. So you should think, not that we should imitate Swami Vivekananda, Mahatma Gandhi, or Modi ji, like that. You have your own identity, and that identity should reach the great heights. For that, you read these people's autobiography and gain the inspirational knowledge, so that you shape your career according to your aspiration and reach great heights in life. So practice this and see to yourself that reach this adolescent stage, very important education period. Shape yourself perfectly and see that you reach great heights. Thank you.